Okay, so good morning, class.
Morning, sir.
Good morning,
Okay, so
sir.
before we take our lunch, we will be having our topic for today. And yes, okay. So before we proceed to our um, main lesson or main topic for this morning, okay, so quick reminders. Number one, mute yourself. So be reminded to mute your microphone and keep the camera on while class is ongoing. You may only mute your microphone if you are permitted to do so. Did I make myself clear, class? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so cameras on if needed. If um your internet is or your internet connectivity is low or yes is low, you can off your cameras and then drop it in the chat. If you have any questions, drop in the chat or just unmute your microphone. Next is talk to me. Okay? Hello? Alam ko makain na ata sila. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for that. Okay, so Miss Kimberly Apales, can you please lead the prayer as we begin our lesson?
So let us bow our hands and the
Okay.
throughout the lesson and for us to learn it through Christ our Lord.
Hello? I think Miss Kimberly is chopping or her internet connectivity is slow. Can you please repeat our prayer?
Sir, hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir. I
Hello?
am audible, sir.
Available is not. Can you please repeat our prayer?
Okay. So let me repeat. So let
Okay.
us bow our heads and feel the presence of prayerfulness and receptiveness. Lord, thank you for this day that we all gather to this meeting, especially for the demo of Sir Princesell. Guide him throughout the lesson and for us to learn. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. So, thank you for that, Kimberly. So, okay. Um, who is your secretary with this group, with this class? I think Miss Jessica. Hello, Miss Jessica. Miss Jessica.
Sir, I think Miss Jessica is experiencing
Okay. Can you
internet
please
connection.
check the attendance, Miss Kimberly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this session, sir, we have 12 in this meeting and one teacher is there.
Okay. Thank you for that. Next, I think class last meeting I give you an assignment, right?
Sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
and that assignment is all
Sir.
about the uh, introduction of the technical drawing. So can you please pass it in a prepared channel or folder in the on the MS Teams? Did I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Sir.
Yes, Miss Anne? Okay. Next is who among this class um, share our past lesson last meeting? Anyone? I think Miss Christine. Miss Christine?
Our previous topic is all about the orientation about the do's and don'ts in workplace, area, and technical drafting.
Again, Miss Christine, you are not audible.
Our past lesson is all about the orientation about the do's and don'ts in workplace, area, and technical drafting.
Okay, that's right. It's all about the do's and don'ts in a working area and the technical drawing. So what about those do's and don'ts, Miss Jess Marie?
For example, sir, avoid any
Yes.
liquid materials near your drawing table.
Okay, that's right. So thank you, Miss Jessa. Okay, so very good. You are all remember what is our past lesson is all about. Before we proceed to our main topic, let's have our game. So our game is entitled The Logic Quiz. Guess the word using the phrases given. Next, the mechanics of the game. Okay, so can you please read loud and clear, Mr. Argil?
The teacher will divide the class into two groups, and for your corresponding group, choose at least one representative or just work as a team. All you need to do is read the phrase logically and guess the word that corresponds to the phrases given.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Arjun. So the teacher will divide the class into two groups. So uh, group A, which is the boys, and group B, which is the girls. So Joshua and Raymond, can you please join in the girls group or the girl group? And for your corresponding group, choose at least one representative or just work as a team. All you need to do is to read the phrases logically and guess the word that corresponds to the phrases given. So shall we start? Are you ready?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Number one, not her but his, the study of change over time. Can you please guess? Boys, girls. Hello? Time's up. What's the answer? Hello? Are you still with me? Hello? Not her, but his, the study of the change over time. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so that is the history. Okay, next. British accent, belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence. So what is that? Anyone from the group A and B, girls and boys? Hello?
Art,
Ancient.
sir. Ancient, sir.
Okay, boys got the right answer. Next, simplicity is beauty. A flat, plain figure or shape that has two dimensions, length and width.
Two
2D,
sir.
sir.
Two.
Okay, that is the two-dimensional. So the girls got the right answer. Next, pleasantly graceful and stylish in appearance, having or appearing to have length, breadth, and depth. What is that?
Three-dimensional, sir.
Okay, that is a three-dimensional. So the girls again got the right answer. Next, skillful and enthusiastic, the art and technique of designing and building.
Architecture, sir.
Okay, so the boys got the answer. Tama ba? That's architecture. Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and so that's the end of our game. So, um, girls as the winner are the winners. The winner. Okay. So, um, any one of you who can guess or give her or his idea what is our topic that connects with our game. Any one of you? Hello?
Sir, I
Yes,
guess
Miss.
it,
Yes.
sir, I guess it's all about the history and types of technical drawing.
Okay, that's right, Miss Kimberly. So you got the um right topic that we tackle for today. Okay, thank you, Miss Kimberly Apales. So our topic for today is all about the introduction to technical drawing, history, types, and applications. Okay, shall we move on to technical drawing and brief history. So first we define what is technical drawing. So can you please read? Anyone? Can you please unmute your microphone if you want to recite?
Sir.
Sir.
Who is that? I didn't see it on the screen. I think Mr. Rainian.
Yes, sir. So, what
Okay.
is technical drawing? The term technical drawing has a very broad meaning, referring to any drawing that conveys the way that something functions or how it is constructed.
Okay.
Technical drawings are intended to convey one specific meaning as opposed to artistic drawings, which are expressive and may be interpreted in a number of ways.
Okay. So thank you for reading, Mr. Rainian. So what is a technical drawing? So technical drawing has a very broad meaning, referring to any drawing that conveys the way that something functions or it is constructed. So if you can see in technical drawing, that is all about the measuring, plan, or uh, conveys about the drawing or the technical or the mechanical. So did I make myself clear, class? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so technical drawings are intended to convey one specific meaning as opposed to artistic drawings, which are expressive and may be interpreted in a number of ways. Next, it is always good to remember history. As far as we know, there are many ancient marks which show us that drafting art is not a recent study. So when you study a technical drawing, you need to know what is or what is his history. Okay, did you get it? Hello?
Yes,
Okay, so let's move forward to the history of the pencil. So number one, ancient times. Okay, so did you read clearly the text, class, or not?
yes,
Can I
sir.
know? Yes? Hello? Did you get it? Did you read it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay, so okay, sorry for that inconvenience or for sorry for that distractions. So if you hear something loud in this meeting, sorry for that. So I'll be the one to read the text. Listen carefully. So in ancient times, technical drawing or drafting is one of the older documented profession. The earliest appearance of drawing was found in cave walls next to animal hide and volume. The ancient Chinese and Egyptian people made huge advancements by developing rice paper or the papyrus or the papyrus. The first known city is Jericho, which is now known as the Palestinian West Bank. Its occupation dates back to 10,000 BCE or before Christ era. There are few pieces of evidence of what we would now call technical planning. It has more than 7,000 BCE, and as civilizations became more advanced, there was a necessity to structure and organize how cities, bridges, roads, and other structures would be built. Mathematical and measurement abilities were indeed the key to the development of this civilization. For example, we could use Southern Europe and the Middle East masterpieces. So, masterpieces, which is for example, is the pyramid, something like that. Did you get it? Or as the Colosseum, Parthenon, and Egyptian Ayan. So as I mentioned earlier, pyramids is a masterpieces in the Middle East that example for the ancient times drafting or the technical drawing masterpiece. Okay, did you get it? Hello, are you
Yes,
with
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Lang. Okay. Next is the Italian Renaissance. This incredible moment in world history has many contributions in the current drafting, designing, and engineering. Filippo Brunelleschi, 1377-1446, started a flat representation of objects in 3 dimensions and became one of the most influential architects of Renaissance aesthetics. So the 3 dimensions is born. So what is those 3 dimensions? Yung mga object that uh, have a solid part. Okay? Rafael Sanzio, an Italian painter and architect, spent his life residing in Florence, considered to be the birthplace of Renaissance. So that is the Renaissance period. He was a master of painting and architecture at the city's School of Arts. He was chosen to be the architect of the new St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. So did you know that? Did you know where is the St. Peter's Basilica in Rome? Class. Did you know where is the Peter Basilica in Rome, or did you picture out what is the St. Peter's Basilica in Rome? So that is made up of or plan of the architecture and example of the architecture building. Renaissance. Okay, did you get it, class?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes.
Okay, and through his studies on preservation, he made an archaeological map of the city. The credit Sanzio's contribution to the technical drawing was along with Filippo. The representation of a three-dimensional perspective, he was capable of translating the 2D image that the eyes have created into the dimensional image that the brain interprets onto paper. So, um, he he uh, he first create to the 3D, then he formed to the 3D dimension, the two-dimensional representation. Did you get it, class? So parang
Yes,
mas
sir.
nauna pa yung 3D kaysa yung 2D based from this history of Italian Renaissance. Although based on as a Mona Lisa painter, Leonardo da Vinci, 1452, 1519. So all of us on this meeting, all of us in this meeting is know who Leonardo da Vinci is and the painter of the Mona Lisa masterpiece or the artwork. Exhibited numerous skills in sciences and engineering creations. Okay, Italian Renaissance. As a scientist, Leonardo had no formal study in Latin and mathematics and did not frequent a university. Because of these circumstances, his scientific studies were ignored by other scholars. Leonardo's approach to science was one of intense observation and detailed recording. His research tools being almost exclusively his eyes. Their diaries give tips on their investigative processes. He kept a series of notebooks he wrote almost daily, as well as separate notes and blocks of observations, comments, and plans. Many documents have survived to illustrate their studies, discoveries, and inventions. In Leonardo's notebooks, there are many war machines, such as the vehicle propelled by two men through craft shops. Also, there were flying machine designs and bridges projects. So in Leonardo da Vinci Renaissance or Italian Renaissance period, Leonardo da Vinci is a great distribution about the technical drawing that in Italian Renaissance will do. Okay, sorry, okay. So next is those we can admit that the Dark Ages has lighted up the technical drawing study. Nowadays, it is a little difficult to imagine how they did this work by handmade production. So handmade production, that is the uso in Italian Renaissance. Using drawing instruments which were earlier versions of the ruler, set square, compass, and protractor. So those tools, drafting tools are um, uso na dati pa. Okay? That is the drawings or plans that Italian Renaissance create or made. Okay. Next is the first industrial revolution. So let's move forward to the first industrial revolution. Can you please read Miss Kimberly? Miss
First
Kimberly?
Industrial
Uh,
Revolution. Yes, sir.
yes. Can you please
This
read?
era received lots of innovation, tools, structures, multiple states materials, and the beginnings of mass production. The origin of new machines and mass manufactures products implement in the drawing techniques. During this time, engineering and drafting take place in the market, especially in the textiles industries.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Kimberly. So, first industrial revolution, uh, meaning that is the beginnings of the mass production. So take note for that. The first industrial revolution is the beginning of the mass production, which is the origin of the new machines and mass manufacturers. So in this first industrial revolution, it creates or they are made or they are making the plans out of the machinery or machine machine things, something like that. Did you get it, class? Did I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one is the second industrial revolution. So when the first revolution industrial revolution was end, next is the second industrial revolution. So what is the second industrial revolution? So can you please read me, Miss Claire Rocaberte? Are you there, Miss Claire? If none, Mr. Danjo, can you please read the second industrial revolution?
Second Industrial Revolution. Between 19,000 and 1945, industrial production of products for both the military and the emerging consumer class and greatly intensified. Not only was the number of products being produced rapidly growing, but becoming increasingly complex. Designers needed to more accurately portray the working mechanical elements of increasingly complex systems of machinery. During this period, how technical drawings were drawn began to become standardized.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Danjo. So in second industrial revolution, take note, the products or the beginning of the both the military and the emerging consumer class. In first revolution or the first industrial revolution, the beginnings of the mass production, which is the machine, while this second industrial revolution is the military and the emerging consumer class. So I think that is the what's called this one, the fight fight or the warship ganun, or war war like mga baril ganun, that, something like that. Okay, so these are needed to more accurately portray the working mechanical elements of increasingly complex system of machinery. So that is connected with the first industrial revolution. So take note for this, during this period, the Second Industrial Revolution, technical drawings were though began to become standardized. So, kalimitin na siyang ginagamit. Something like that. Okay? Next is the after World War II. So after the World War II, okay, so I would want to read. After this historical World War, the demand for customer goods increased. So yes, if the crisis is coming or crisis is something end, those customer goods is increased, lumalaki siya. Or the demand for the customer goods is increased, lumalaki yung mga demand ng mga bilihin. Okay? Science, at the same time, the space race helped create a global focus on science and technology. So in after World War II, the focus in the science and technology. This innovation required the development of millions of technical drawings, but for engineers and drafters. Everything had changed in 1960s with CAD origin. Dr. Patrick Hanrathy imagined the first numerical control system, which later becomes computer-aided design or CAD. The preciseness, skillfulness, and ability for CAD designers revolutionize the engineering, architecture, and manufacturing landscape. But what is CAD? After all, CAD or computer-aided design is a digital technology. Take note for this class. CAD or computer-aided design is a digital technology that creates two-dimensional or three-dimensional diagrams or representation which can be observed from any point of view, even from the inside looking out. Okay, so after World War II, simple define as that World War II is focused in the science technology, which is the CAD is born. Okay, did you get it, class? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so let's proceed after World War II again. The term computer-aided design was invented by Douglas Taylor Ross. So take note for this. Computer-aided design was invented by Douglas Taylor Ross, an American computer science pioneer and considered the father of mathematical program tools, a language that derived numerically controlled manufacturing. CAD can assist in the manufacturing process by associating all issues involving the complexity of a given material, such as strategies, tolerances, and measurements. And specific conventions for the merchandise in question, this was a revolution for technical drawing because none of the analogic tools could be replaced for the digital design. However, in 1960, computer-aided design software and computer had been developed, but each machine cost millions of dollars. Only large companies had conditions to buy it, such as the military, NASA, or car companies could afford these systems. So when the CAD is in demand, mas mahal siya dati kaysa ngayon, okay? Only 2 decades later, with the internet bubble, personal computers became something more ordinary, also CAD. So that's the end of the history. So uh, any question with the history class? Did you get it? All the history? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Miss Kimberly Apas, can you please enumerate uh, what is the first or the beginning of the history of the technical drawing? Number one is Miss Kimberly.
The revolution, sir.
Yes, the ancient times. Next one is the
The second revolution, which is the Italian by Italian, ba?
Italian Renaissance. Okay, next is the first revolution or the first
World War
industrial revolution. Okay. Next one is the second industrial revolution. And the last one is the after World War II. Okay, thank you for that, Miss Kimberly Apales. Okay, so next, we moving forward to the next topic or next part of the topic, the types of the technical drawings. So this is the short one. Can you please read it, Miss Jessa? Are you there, Miss Jessa? I think Miss Jessa is natutulog na. Miss Kimberly na lang. Okay. Can you please read it, Miss Kimberly?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Technical drawings. The
Mm.
two types of technical drawings are based on graphical projection. This
Mm.
is eight and made a three-dimensional object onto a two-dimensional surface.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Kimberly Apales. The two types of technical drawings are based on the graphical projection. This is used to create an image of a three-dimensional object onto a two-dimensional surface. So first, is the two-dimensional representation. So what is the two-dimensional representation? So two-dimensional representation uses orthographic projection to create an image where only two of the three dimensions with object are seen. So when you used to see the shapes like the circle that um, that is drawn only in the paper that is solid, that is the or uh, what's the dimension of that shape or the circle is example of the two-dimensional representation. Did I make myself clear, class? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these are the examples of the two-dimensional representation. So circle, oval, triangle, square, trapezoidal, diamond, rhombus. So when you draw this in a solid or drawing paper, so only you draw the what talking about what's only this one the solid draw. Okay, okay. Next is the three-dimensional representation. So, anyone who wants to read it? Okay, so nakita na yun. Anyone who wants to read it? You can unmute your microphone. Hello?
So, three dimension
Hello? Sir Danjo, hello? Okay.
three-dimensional representation. In a three-dimensional representation, also referred to as pictorial or three dimension of an object are visible.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Danjo. So, three-dimensional representation also referred to as a pictorial. So when you draw a three-dimensional object or the representation of the object or the shape, that is the pictorial, or in other word, um, that is a um, so this one, the buo. Buo yung object na yon. So did you get it? So all three dimensions of the object are visible. So this is the example of the three-dimensional representation: the cylinder, the cone, the cube, sphere, the pyramid, and the prism. So as you can see, um, it form as a has a three dimension. So when you see that this picture, you can use you can see the three-dimensional object. Okay, so parang dumalaw ang kanya. Okay, next part of the topic is the application types of technical drawing. So before that, um, did you understand what is the types of technical drawings? Class, hello.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes,
what is
sir.
those? The two-dimensional representation and the three-dimensional representation. Okay, so let's move forward to the application types of technical drawing. So first one is the architectural drawing. So who wants to read? You can have your microphone. Hello.
Sir,
Okay, Mr.
Ringil po, sir.
Rainier. Okay, Mr. Rainier.
Architecture or architectural drawing. Architectural drawings are detailed, precise depictions of every aspect of the construction being proposed.
Mhm.
Architects use the drawings to visualize ideas and concepts, turn a design idea into a coherent plan for a building, and decide the type of supplies and labor that is needed for the project. To plan a renovation, this architect takes measurements which he will later enter to his computer-aided design system.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Rinya. So basically, architecture is the one who plan everything in the drawings. Or take note for this, architects use the drawings to visualize ideas and concept. So simple as that when you talk about the architecture and the architectural drawing. So did you get it, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So okay. So the art and design that goes into making building is known as architecture. To communicate all aspects of shape or design, detailed drawings are used in this field. The term In this field, the term plan is often used when referring to the full section view of these drawings, as viewed from 3 feet above finished floor to show the locations of doorways, windows, stairwells, etc. Architectural drawings describe and document an architect's design. So when the architecture is done in his or her plans or drawings in a drawing paper, or what's we call this, the tracing paper, he or he or she um, transfer in the CAD, or the computer aided design, which is the modern example of technology which using the planning of the houses or any buildings that related to the technical or the mechanical drawings. Next is that's the architecture whom to planning the houses or the buildings. Next is the engineering. Who wants to read the engineering? You can have your microphone. Who wants to read para matapos na tayo? Hello? Okay, so I
Sir,
will. Okay, who is that?
Christian, sir.
Christian. Mr. Christian, can you please read the engineering?
So engineering can be a very broad term. It stems from the Latin
And
engineer, meaning to create, because
yes.
this could apply to everything that humans create. It is given a narrower definition in the context of technical drawing. Engineering drawings generally deal with mechanical engineered items such as manufactured parts and equipment. Engineering drawing are usually created in accordance with standards convention for layout,
Mm.
nomenclature, nomenclature, interpretation, appearance, such as typefaces and line styles, size, etc.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Christian. So as basically, engineering is the one who applying actual in the site in the working site the plan of the architecture. So engineering can be a very broad term. It stems from the Latin ehinere, meaning to create. Okay, so take note with that. Ingenere or engineer meaning to create. Okay, let's move forward to its purpose to create is an ubiquitously capture all the geometric features of the product or a component. Of a, the end goal of an engineering drawing is to convey all the required information. So, as I said earlier, the plan of the architecture is the engineering will do in the actual that will allow a manufacturer to produce that component. Okay. Next one, ayan, that's the engineering drawing or machine tool part. Next is the application types of technical drawings. Number three is the software engineering. Are we the one to read? Software engineering practitioners make use of diagrams for designing a software. So it's all about the software. Formal standards and modeling languages such as the Unified Modeling Language exist, but most diagramming happens using informal ad hoc diagrams that illustrate a conceptual model. So software engineering is um, yes the usual engineering so uh, that is talk about the it's all about the software. So using the computer. Next is practitioners reported that diagramming helped with analyzing requirements, design, refactoring, documentation, onboarding, and communication with stakeholders. Diagrams are often transient or redrawn as required. Redrawn diagrams can act as a form of shared understanding in a team. Next is the mechanical engineering drawing. Who wants to read it? You can unmute your microphone. Hello.
Sir,
Yes, Mr. Rainiel.
mechanical engineering drawing. Mechanical engineering drawings are used to define the requirements for engineering products or components. They serve as technical manuals and as troubleshooting tools for identifying the weak spots in a mechanical design. Mechanical drawings rely on precise mathematical equations to accurately depict the mechanism in its component parts.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Rainiel. So mechanical engineering drawing is the type of or the branch of the engineering. So mechanical engineering drawings are used to define the requirements for engineering products and components. So they are the one who read all the documents or um, needed to apply the plans. They serve as technical manuals as a troubleshooting tools for identifying the weak spots in the mechanical design. So they are the one who knows what is those tools to use. Mechanical drawings rely on precise mathematical equations to accurately depict the mechanism and component parts. So they are also the one who understand those mechanical equations or symbols. Okay, next is the mechanical engineering design or an example of the software also. Next is the electrical drawing. So electrical drawings are technical documents that depict and annotate designs for electrical system. They convey relevant information about lighting, wiring, and power sources, as well as information about voltage and capacity. So in electrical drawing, they have also a plan. Of course, this that is um, the usual component of a plan, planning of the house or the building. So they want to plan all the electrical wirings and the planning a house or the buildings. As well as information about building. Technicians rely on electrical drawings during a building construction or when repairing a building's electrical system. So they are the one who um, repair or fix those problems in electrical wirings. So that is electrical drawing or the electrical engineering. Okay, next, that is the plan. So that is the 3D picture of the electrical. While in the drawing paper, you can use the plan of electrical drawing. So, any question with our topic, the three parts of our topic, class? Any question, clarification?
None,
Did you
sir.
None,
understand all
sir.
the steps? Okay,
None,
so
sir.
if none, I will be the one who uh, question. I know, but before that, okay, so before we proceed to the your quizzes or questions, let's make our activity or let's you make the activity. Okay. So can you please read the instructions, Mr. JR? Are you there, Mr. JR? I think Mr. JR is no, okay. Mr. Christian, okay. Activity.
Sir,
Can you
our
please read that?
activities are
Okay.
make a reflection paper about the history, types and application of technical drawings that are relevant to yourself. Choose
Okay.
at least one of every type and application from the corresponding topic. Make things easy for yourself.
Okay.
The teacher will select five students to recite in the class, and the remaining student will pass their works to a folder or file that the teacher prepared at MS Teams.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. Christian. Okay, so make a reflection paper about the history types and applications of technical drawings that are relevant to yourself. So choose at least one of every type and application from the corresponding topic. So in your paper or in your drawing paper, uh, make a reflection paper or yes, or in the paper or the usual paper, make a reflection paper of the history types and application of technical drawings that are relevant to yourself. And choose at least one of every type and application from the corresponding topic. So did I make myself class? Did you understand the the instructions of our activity?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so later if you are finished, I will select 5 students to recite. And the remaining students will pass their work to a folder file that the teacher prepared at MS Teams. Did you get it?
Sir.
Okay, so you can now start making your reflection paper. I think you are done class. Can you please pass your paper? And any one of you wants to recite his or her word. Okay, thank you, Miss Kimberly Apales, for your nice or wonderful word. Okay, so let's move forward to the. Okay, so any questions, clarifications with our activity or our topic for today, class?
sir.
Okay, so if not, I will be the one who question or okay. Why is it important to learn and interpret the history type or history of technical drawing? Miss Kimberly, can you please uh, answer this question?
It's important to learn and interpret the history of technical drawing in order to
I think Miss Kimberly, you are chopping. You are experiencing internet problem. Can you please repeat your answer?
Sir, sir,
Yes. Yes, you can proceed.
it's important to learn and understand and interpret the history of technical drawing in order for us to understand and regarding yung uh,
Yes. Yes. So very good, Miss Kimberly Apales. So a while back in our discussion, what are those history in the very beginning? So number one is Miss Kimberly Apales. Can you please enumerate again what are those history in the very beginning of the technical drawing? Miss Kimberly, are you there? Number one is okay. I think Miss Kimberly is experiencing internet problem. So in our discussion, the first uh, first history of the technical drawing is at the ancient times, which is the ancient times is uh, it talk about the work of the masterpieces of the pyramids, something like that. And in Italian Renaissance, it's all about the work of Leonardo da Vinci, which is the Mona Lisa, or about the um, machines, something like that. And also the first industrial revolution, which is also the machines that talks about the mass production. And in the second revolution is talks about the military or the yes, that is the military or the uh, mass production also. Okay, and in the uh, after World War II, the CAD or the computer aided design is born. So that is the history of the technical drawing. Next one is the why do we need to identify the two types of technical drawings, the two-dimensional representation and the three-dimensional representation. Mr. Argil, can you please answer the question being asked? Hello? Hello,
Sir,
Mr. Argil.
sir,
Okay.
for us to know the difference of the two and para hindi rin po tayo malito, sir, once na i-apply na po natin siya.
Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. Argil. So uh, always remember that two-dimensional representation is the yes, that's the solid, or when you draw is the that is the dimension of two. That is a two-dimensional representation. While the three-dimensional representation having a object that that is um, that is what do you call this one, the object that yes, they represent the three dimension or yung nakikita ng mata natin na buo, something like that. That is the three-dimensional representation. Okay, next question is why is it no? Okay. Why is it important to know the different application types of technical drawings? So anyone who wants to answer this question? Why is it important to know the different application types of technical drawings? Mr. Raymond. Mm. Mr. Raymond, I think Mr. Raymond is having a technical internet problem. Anyone wants to answer? Hello, are you with me, class? Are you there? Are you still there? Okay, so tulog na ata sila. Okay, so I will be the one to answer why it's important to know the different application types of technical drawings. Of course, to know the differences of the application or the type of application of the technical drawings, which is the architecture, the engineer, the branches of the engineer, and the electrical drawing or the engineer. Okay, so any question with our topic? Are you ready to take your quiz, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Yes, sir.
can you please read the instructions, Mr. Pringan? Mr. Pringan? Okay, so,
Yes, sir.
okay. Can you please read the
Instruction.
instructions?
Number one, identification. Type the correct answer on the space provided after the statement. Wrong spelling is wrong. Use small letters only. 10
Okay.
points.
And then,
Essay. Explain the following essay questions. Encode your answer with the maximum words of 30. 5
okay.
points. And last, avoid cheating.
Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. Rainian. So, guys, you are is it clear with the instructions given with your quiz? Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Is it
Yes,
clear as
sir.
well, sir?
Okay, so if please you can start your quiz. That is now already posted in our channel or the folder or the file.
In the
Okay. So I think you are done, class. I think you are done.
Yes, sir. We're done.
Okay, so I will be the one to check this later. That later. Okay, so any question with your quiz? Any
None,
concern with your
sir.
quiz? Okay, if none,
None,
okay,
sir.
so let's proceed to your assignment. So for your assignment, Miss Kimberly, can you please read to everyone? What is our
First,
assignment? Okay,
first, the different types of drafting tools and equipment, such as pencil, prescribed drawing paper, drawing board or table,
mm,
compass, triangles or measuring tools, and others. Put it on Microsoft Word or PDF document format and pass it on the prepared file or channel on MS Teams. Will be checked next meeting.
okay, so understood. Or are you, is it clear with the instructions of our assignment class? Class.
Yes,
Yes,
Is
sir.
sir.
Yes,
it clear?
sir.
Okay, so any question with our assignment? With your assignment? Any question?
None.
None,
Okay,
sir.
none. So can you please click the like button if we achieve our objectives, which is to identify different types of pencil and their uses and show skill in the proper use of different types of pencil, value the importance and uses of, I know, no. Okay, so analyze the brief history of the technical drawing. Select the following types of application of technical drawing and their uses on different platforms. Value the importance of technical drawing history types and application. So can you please click the like button if achieve our objectives and sad if not. Okay, so I see on the screen the like button. Okay, so I think you are understand all the objectives when our with regarding to with our discussion today. So if you have if you are not having a questions or the clarifications or the concerns with our discussion, you can now leave our meeting. So
Thank
thank
you,
you for
sir.
your participation and cooperation with
Thank you,
our.
sir.
Thank you for
Thank you,
all
Thank you,
sir.
those.
sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all those recite.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Happy lunch.